going to talk about Chennedy Carter, but it looks like she's blacklisted. And she will be playing professional basketball during the season, but it won't be for the WNBA.
Is confronting Caitlin Clark worth jeopardizing your entire WNBA career? Chennedy Carter has provided an answer after being without a team for over 120 days. With training camp starting today, Carter has officially signed with Mexico's Professional Basketball League.
Seriously, she needs to do whatever she can to get some help, get her anger under control, where she will not have another incident like the one where she slammed into Caitlin Clark. She's out of the league.
This isn't just another player switching teams. It's the Chicago Sky's leading scorer being completely dismissed from the league after a calculated attack on the WNBA standout player. The Sky allowed their star to leave without attempting to gain anything in return, and no team was willing to sign her, even after her MVP-level performance overseas. Such a situation doesn't occur without significant reasons. Share your thoughts in the comments. Does Chennedy deserve this? Let's dive into how it all unfolded, where she's heading next, and her reaction to the situation. Let's get started.
Despite the solid fourth season from Carter, an incident with Indiana Fever guard Caitlin Clark stood out to many. The 2024 WNBA Rookie of the Year came in the league, became arguably the most popular player. There, I cleaned it up for you, which may have rubbed some people the wrong way, including Carter.
Envision this, June 1st, 2024. The Chicago Sky face off against the Indiana Fever in one game of a long WNBA season. One that would soon be marked in history. The score remained closely contested, ultimately finishing in a tight 71-70 win for the Fever. With tensions already escalating on the court, the atmosphere shifted dramatically in a matter of moments, setting the stage for an unforgettable chapter in the league's narrative.
And Clark. I mean, that's clearly a foul which was called. The question is, will they call it unnecessary? Chennedy Carter.
The moment unfolded after a Chicago basket as players transitioned to the other end of the court. There was a brief interval when Carter and Clark crossed paths, nothing out of the ordinary in the flow of a basketball game. However, what occurred next was anything but typical. Carter, seemingly focused on the game, suddenly changed her course. The shift was neither subtle nor accidental, it was a deliberate maneuver. She collided with Clark's path, delivering a hip check that sent the rookie sprawling across the hardwood. To make matters more intense, Angel Reese was caught on camera jumping and clapping on the sidelines right after the contact occurred.
So she was signed to the Chicago Sky with Teresa Weatherspoon, with Angel Reese, with Camila Cardoso, and the rest of the folks. And then we get to the body check. This was originally ruled an away from the ball foul, but it was obviously a flagrant foul. It really upset a lot of people, which really escalated the issue, and it was really just poor sportsmanship on Kennedy's part.
The collision wasn't just a typical basketball play or even a standard hard foul, it was something altogether different, something that made the entire arena gasp. The live broadcast captured every moment, and the commentators' voices transformed from analytical commentary to pure astonishment. What just happened, was the question echoing through the crowd as Clark crashed to the floor. The suddenness of the event sent shockwaves, altering the atmosphere of the game in an instant. The officials wasted no time in blowing the whistle, initially labeling it as a regular foul. However, it was clear to everyone present that this incident warranted a deeper look. The referees quickly convened around the monitor, reviewing the footage that would soon be scrutinized by millions. On social media, their initial ruling stood as a common foul, but was later escalated to a flagrant foul following official confirmation that the contact was non-basketball related and posed a potential danger. It's one thing to push Kay Clark, but this went well beyond that.
It's one thing pushing Caitlin Clark, and it's another thing blindsiding her. Like, I don't think there's no justification for that. Like, to be honest, we can be honest here.
What was particularly revealing about this incident wasn't just the impact of the hit but Clark's reaction to it. While many players might have leapt up, ready to confront their opponent, Clark calmly got to her feet, composed herself, and continued playing. There were no theatrics or attempts at escalation, just a rookie demonstrating remarkable poise in a tense situation. This stark contrast between Carter's aggression and Clark's calmness intensified the narrative unfolding around them. Discussions about shooting percentages and defensive strategies gave way to meticulous frame-by-frame analyses of Carter's actions. Was she targeting Clark due to her rookie status? Was it a matter of personal animosity or professional rivalry? The questions proliferated while the game itself took a back seat.
Something's got to wake her up too. You know? I mean, something's got to wake her up and say, man, I could be in the WNBA right now, starting on a team, being their leading scorer. I've got to get my temper and my head under control. I got to figure it out somehow.
What nobody grasped in that moment, not Carter, not Clark, and not even the spectators, was that this brief 5-second incident would significantly change the course of Carter's career. It was more than just a poor choice made in the heat of competition, it marked the beginning of Carter's professional downfall. This solitary act of aggression set off a chain reaction that would ultimately lead to her departure from the league.
There's no doubt, Chennedy Carter's extremely talented, but she's got to get her head screwed on straight.
If the hit alone didn't tarnish Carter's reputation enough, what followed would be even more disastrous. When the cameras focused on her after the game, providing an opportunity for her to clarify or possibly extend an apology, her reaction would only intensify the situation. Instead of calming the storm, her words would unleash a torrent of backlash, adding explosive momentum to an already volatile scenario.
She knocked Caitlin Clark to the floor. We all saw it, a flagrant foul. And many people, including myself, thought it was borderline assault. It was awful.
As Carter made her way into the post-game press conference, the cameras were still rolling, giving her a golden opportunity to change the narrative. A thoughtfully crafted statement, whether an apology, an explanation, or simply acknowledging the incident, could have eased the situation. Instead, with reporters offering her an open mic to confront the pressing issue, Carter opted for a remark that would be more damaging than any physical play. "I ain't answering any questions about Caitlin Clark." This choice only intensified the backlash, turning a challenging moment into a public relations disaster.
And then Chennedy just give you an opportunity to talk about that moment between you and Caitlin. What was that play, what was said, and kind of what led to.
Next question.
Yeah, like Caitlin, it seemed like she turned to you a little bit.
Yeah.
After
I ain't answering no Caitlin Clark questions.
did she say anything to you?
I don't know what she said.
What'd you say to her?
I didn't say anything.
We're good.
Those 7 words rapidly echoed throughout basketball circles, creating a significant buzz. Within hours, sports analysts who might have previously defended the on-court incident as a typical display of physical basketball were left struggling to justify Carter's post-game demeanor. Her refusal to comment on the situation transformed what could have been a fleeting story into a week-long evaluation of her character. While the hip check initially raised some eyebrows, her reaction ultimately set off alarm bells, prompting deeper scrutiny into her professionalism and attitude.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting it, but I think it's just like, just respond, calm down, let your play do the talking. It is what it is. It's a physical game. Go make the free throw and then execute on offense, and I feel like that's kind of what we did, but, you know, it is what it is, I guess, I don't know.
What makes Carter's response even more detrimental is the stark contrast to Clark's handling of the situation. While Carter avoided taking responsibility, Clark addressed reporters, stating, "Basketball's competitive, I understand that emotions can run high, it's happened to me as well." One player exhibited maturity and empathy, while the other displayed a concerning lack of accountability. This disparity left league executives engaged in quiet discussions about the implications of their differing responses.
And there has not been a peep about anywhere that she could be landing in this free agency. So a lot of people, including myself, are wondering, is she worth the risk now?
This perception challenge swiftly transcended beyond just irate fans on social media. Team executives and league officials, the key decision makers in hiring, were closely observing the situation. In professional sports, while ability is important, it is seldom the sole criterion for evaluation. The focus shifted from, can she perform, to, is she worth the potential disruption? Carter's dismissive stance fostered internal chemistry issues within the Chicago Sky locker room, as both teammates and coaches reportedly reacted unfavorably to her remarks. This growing tension raised concerns about team dynamics and cohesion, complicating her standing within the organization.
I mean, she can score. She can score with the lights out. I mean, she can. She's pure offense, a pure shooting guard, scoring guard, an instant offense. But if you're a team, do you really want her on the team? I wouldn't.
The repercussions extended beyond mere public perception. They generated genuine friction within her own team. The locker room tension following her remarks exacerbated an already challenging situation, making it nearly untenable. Basketball, fundamentally a team sport, relies on the mutual trust and cohesion among players. When one individual refuses to acknowledge behavior that negatively impacts the entire organization, it undermines the essential trust that is critical for success. Consequently, the Chicago Sky decided to part ways with her in free agency, choosing not to extend a contract offer. Remarkably, no other team stepped up to sign her, and one general manager was even quoted anonymously stating, "We wouldn't touch her with a 10-foot pole."
Can you break down that situation that happened?
Yeah. So, in basketball a little bit, there's things called talking, what you like to call smack or whatever everybody likes to call it.
Yeah.
Plays before things are said, you know, that's a part of basketball.
For almost a year, Carter remained publicly silent about the incident until she recently felt the need to clarify her perspective during an interview with the provocative podcaster Neon. In her version, she described the collision that had left Clark sprawled on the court and resulted in an immediate flagrant foul as merely a light tap. What she framed as a minor encounter stood in stark contrast to the reality of the situation, which many viewed as a serious foul.
I think a play before, maybe I was elbowed. Okay, that happens. Think the next play down, maybe something was said. And then maybe there was like a little clip of somebody like yelling in my face. And then we go down the court. Then I hit like a little bucket. You feel me? Come down, hit like a little nice little mid-range pull up. And then I just like, you know, just give her like a little like, I'm here. Like, you know, I don't think it was, you know what's crazy? Me and my brother went back and watched, and we seen a lot of clips in the NBA of guys getting like pushing LeBron. Like I think it was Jeff Teague or somebody who like pushed LeBron out of bounds, like said, man, I was mad because like we couldn't stop him.
One can't help but appreciate the steadfastness in sticking to the narrative. After viewing the replay countless times, it's apparent to most observers that Carter deliberately altered her path to ensure contact was made. Yet now, she's characterizing the incident as if it were a mere accidental brush, akin to a crowded elevator scenario. This belated attempt at damage control prompts the question, why reveal your side now, long after the incident occurred, and with a justification that few are inclined to accept? It raises doubts about the motives behind her sudden need to speak out.
So I'm just like, it's like one of those things like, it happens in basketball. I know people try to say, oh, it's not one of those things.
It's not a personal thing, it's a competitive thing.
It happens in basketball, and like it's just one of those things. But like, yeah, it's kind of what happened. Then it spiraled out of control.
And then the media takes whatever narrative they want to put out.
You watch every game, every single game, to see if you can find any deflects in my game, and like, it's really nothing that you probably could say too much about. So then you have trolls, and that's why I said they're gonna be around regardless. But yeah, it was just like a nice little like tap, like I'm here, not to like harm you or anything. You know, if you want to push somebody, you're gonna like full force.
The timing indicates a more deliberate strategy. With her basketball opportunities decreasing, Carter seemingly sought to mend her image just enough to extend her career. Unfortunately, her lackluster explanation only served to strengthen the beliefs of many who felt she was avoiding true accountability for her actions. This seemed less like a sincere attempt at redemption and more like a superficial effort to maintain her standing in the sport. Ultimately, her response highlighted a reluctance to fully confront and acknowledge the consequences of her behavior.
I mean, that happens, man. Like, it's one of those things. I'm a great player, she's a great player. It looks a certain way. Everybody's gonna have their views on it. But my personal view is, you know, I don't have anything against her. She's a great player, and so am I. And I've got buckets all that season, you know what I'm saying? So just one of those things that, I love it though. They think I hate it. I love it. I love when it gets riled up and juicy like that.
You feed off of like what people say and shit, and it makes you more motivated.
That's what I'm telling you. Oh yeah, I love the hate. I love that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
What makes Carter's situation especially intriguing is that no one doubts her basketball skills. Her average of 17.5 points per game last season marked a personal best, indicating her talent. Under normal circumstances, numerous WNBA teams would likely be eager to extend contract offers. However, the fallout from her flagrant foul and her reaction to it has rendered her a controversial figure within league circles, making teams hesitant to pursue her.
She did. She stopped and went through. Like, oh. Like, that is not... We watched the clip. There is no way that we're letting this happen. Like, saying that it was nothing. Like this is not just a tap.
Basketball executives recognize the importance of team chemistry, especially in women's basketball, where unity often dictates success. Bringing Carter on board wasn't merely about acquiring a skilled scorer, it also posed the risk of unsettling a delicate locker room dynamic. Her reluctance to accept accountability for her actions sparked significant concerns about how she would handle coaching feedback or manage future conflicts. This uncertainty made teams wary about the potential impact she could have on their overall cohesion.
This is crazy, and this changes everything, because all this time we've been waiting on Chennedy Carter to take responsibility for what she did to Caitlin Clark. It shows me, I ain't even got to watch all this footage right here, but I am going to look at it. But it's showing me right now that she still is not taking responsibility for her actions. She's finna blame this whole situation on Caitlin Clark supposedly talking smack to her.
Although many fans became acquainted with Carter's name following the notorious hip check incident, WNBA insiders had been expressing their concerns about her for quite some time. In reality, Carter's challenges in her professional career had started well before she ever took the court alongside Caitlin Clark. Let's rewind to 2021 when Carter was a member of the Atlanta Dream. During the season's midpoint, the team suspended her for reasons they described as conduct detrimental to the team. This wasn't a trivial disciplinary measure, it was a major mid-season suspension prompted by an unnamed conflict that unsettled team unity. The Dream's choice to sideline one of their promising young players caused a stir throughout the league, highlighting Carter as someone who could pose potential chemistry challenges.
Atlanta Dream did suspend her in the middle of the sophomore season, basically saying she was a detriment to the team and the team culture. So then the Atlanta Dream decided to trade her to the Sparks, the Los Angeles Sparks.
Following her time in Atlanta, Carter was traded to the Los Angeles Sparks, but her history of problematic behavior persisted. Despite her scoring prowess, reports indicated that her playing time was diminished due to issues related to her conduct, a diplomatic way to describe ongoing concerns about her behavior. The Sparks coaching staff appeared to prioritize team harmony, opting to reduce her minutes in favor of maintaining cohesion, even with her offensive skills on display. If you enjoyed, leave a like and subscribe. More videos are on screen now.